I'm Sproins, welcome back to FTB Beyond. Last time we did some ore processing work, and since then I've been a little busy. I've done a few more things around the base, just really minor stuff. Mostly I'll quickly try to go over some of it. So down here I just added another simple setup to further process a few more ores that we had that currently weren't being processed. So here you can see all of them, and they just go into this chest. This chest goes into a sag mill. The sag mill sends it to either the alloy smelter if it can be further processed, or the input chest to send it over to the storage area. And then whenever the alloy smelter is done, also sends into the input chest. I put these half slabs over here so mobs don't wander in, and just kind of insurance so that we don't get blood in the system, and yeah, I have to worry about filtering that out. You can see I also started rebuilding these farms, and there's a little bit of lag over in this area. I'm not really sure what's causing it. But anyway, yeah. So I tore down all the other culinary generators. We weren't really using them for anything, and I kind of expanded this a little bit just so that we're not wasting any seeds or wheat. So I also found out any seeds that are on this side of the farmer can't be taken out of the farmer itself, but anything that ends up over here, so wheat or spare seeds that we get once this starts overflowing, it'll go in here. Those can be taken out. So with that, I put cobblestone here to kind of block it from filling up more than a stack, and anything that we get will go into the system. So spare seeds will go in here, and spare wheat will actually get round robined now into, first it'll go into the sag mill, and then at a slightly lower priority it will go into this item barrel. But this item barrel will also pull out and put into the sag mill. Yeah, it's a little complicated, but just so we're not wasting anything, it's probably not even really needed. But anyway, that's what I did. We also have power now running from this culinary generator over to this farmer, and I kind of got the same deal set up, but this is doing cotton. So that is that. I set up another mechanical user auto block breaker just to AFK level up my fortune pick, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put unbreaking on this. I think I'll probably just put speed. But yeah, so this setup is basically so that I can just automatically level up picks, and this needs to be repaired, so good thing we happen to stop over here. But yeah, it has I think three modifiers, and it's close to getting to that 4000 XP level, so very soon it'll have 4. And I don't really remember. Oh yeah, there is one other kind of thing. I got slime for a slime mob controller, and so we have been getting the slime pearls and slime balls, and I set up this whole thing underneath here pretty much for every mob controller that we have, every kind of drop that we can get. I tried to set up an item barrel, and just to kind of see, I tested each one. So I took the I guess this is cow, so I took this one first, put it down, let it run for a little bit, and made sure everything had a space. Then I removed the cow and replaced it with a zombie, and put the zombie up there, let it run for a little while, made sure everything zombie drop has space, and so on. Then I of course have this trash can that's just getting rid of, you know, things that mobs, zombies, and skeletons can drop, bows, armor, things like that. I probably could save it, but if I ever need to in the future, I can always set up another system just so they're not clogging the system. They're going into a trash can for the time being. And I think that's pretty much everything that I've done out here. And there is one more thing if we step inside. I did a little bit of organization. So yeah, it looks a lot nicer in here. It's still pretty simple. I just wanted a slightly better way to be able to, you know, I don't have to go through every single chest every time, so I made these oak wood labels and just put some of the items representing what is in the chest on them. That way, you know, if I come in here, I can see, okay, I need a stick. Well, this has wood and such, so this is my wood chest. Okay, grab a stick. There you go. And so on. But I think that's something that we'll probably look into soon, is a storage solution, maybe even in this episode. But with that being said, I haven't actually decided what I want to do with this one. So, give me a little bit. Let me look around, see what kind of resources we have, and I will be back and we'll figure out what we want to do today. Alright, a little bit of time has passed since the last clip, and I did make another machine. I made a igneous extruder and an aqueous accumulator. So aqueous accumulator just sucks in water that surrounds it, and we just take the water out of the aqueous accumulator and pump it into an igneous extruder on one side. On the other side, we have the inner tank, the same one that we're using for our smeltery setup, and it's going into the other side, and those two together are producing obsidian. And for some reason, this has turned black. If we look away, you can see it turns back into its lava self, but if we look too close at it, it turns black. And I think that's because it's next to this item barrel somehow. Yeah, but anyway, we are producing a bunch of obsidian because mining it is annoying. Anyway, I've decided, I think what I want to do today is try to defeat the end dragon. I think that'd be interesting to do. Really, I would like to see if we can get creative flight, which will also require us killing a wither, but it shouldn't be too difficult. But to kind of get started on that, I think we should probably brew up some potions. So let's take a look at some of the different ways that we have to brew up potions. So the first way here that I have prepared is the Botanical Brewery. And so this is from Botania, and it will utilize all of this mana that we have because I have so much of it. And I tried to make a spark to hold even more, but I don't really know how that works. Something I'll have to look into eventually, but not right now. Anyway, I crafted these glasses, and it's pretty simple. It's very similar to vanilla brewing, but there are a few differences. And these flasks, they cost Alf glass, which is an elven trade, which I'm not quite ready for. The vials, however, are a little bit easier. They just cost mana glass, which you get, of course, simply by throwing mana, or simply by throwing glass into a mana pool. So I got a few of them, and the way this works, I haven't done this before, but hopefully I read everything right. You throw on the vial, and then you just add the ingredients. So we will add like that and that, and then it should just start working. I'm not sure if maybe the vial has to be filled, perhaps. I don't think so, though. So let's scroll and see. Oh, we should also add the redstone. And now, yeah. So now it's accepting mana from the spreader. And I'm not sure how long this takes. But let's just wait and see. Alright, well, it happened while I was sleeping, but yeah, it did take a little while, but we do have it, and you can see there's a 4 next to the name, and I believe that is how many uses that this vial has. So, yeah, if you look at the flasks, they're a little bit more expensive, but they have 6 uses. So this is a pretty decent way of crafting. I think this we would probably get the most out of the ingredients that we put into it. Another way over here is one that I've already been experimenting with. It is using reliquary, and reliquary crafting is pretty interesting. You make these potion essences. So for example, if I wanted absorption, I would put coal and green dye into the apothecary mortar, which is this little thing right here, and right click it, and it would give me back this potion essence. Here's the recipe for the apothecary mortar. By the way, not too difficult, just these catalyzing glands, of course, we get from the mob farm, and quartz blocks. But another thing that you can do is kind of mix these together. So for example, if we wanted haste 2, you can see it requires lapis and emerald, and that will give us the haste 2 potion essence. But if we also wanted strength 2, that would require lapis and eye of ender. But what we could do is just put a lapis, an eye of ender, and a emerald all into the apothecary mortar, and it would give us a mixture potion essence that would have both haste 2 and strength 2. And then we can't further combine potion essences As far as I can tell, there might be other ways, and you can't seem to mix things that do not have a common ingredient because you can only put 3 things in the apothecary mortar. But like I said, I was already experimenting around with it, and you throw those into a apothecary cauldron. So you would throw the essence in here, you would fill this up with water, then you would throw in your redstone to, increase the duration, or you could throw in glowstone to increase its effect, or you can also throw in both to give it a smaller duration but a double increased effect. But yeah, here's my experiments with them. So this potion is an example of one with just glowstone added. You can see it now is strength 4, haste 4, but a reduced time. And this one is glowstone and redstone. So strength 4 and haste 4, not quite 12 minutes, but still 2 minutes is pretty good. So this is another good way of crafting potions. And then the last way would probably be, there's definitely a few more ways. The last way would probably be coffee with actually additions, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get into that. I set up this farm just to get some coffee beans growing, but I think to kind of speed things along here, I'm just going to kind of go back and forth between Botania and Reliquary and see what kind of interesting potions I can come up with. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm also going to try to look for the stronghold, and yeah, hopefully when I come back we will be prepared to go into the end and fight the end dragon. Well, a little bit of time has passed, and stupid me, I forgot to hit record before going to the ender dragon fight. So I talked about everything that I went through to prepare for it, and honestly, you didn't really miss a whole lot. I made these protection 4 emerald crystal armor pieces, and I put sharpness 5 on my sword. I did all this using the enchanter over here and the experience that we've been getting from the auto fortune machine. I brought a mob prism but forgot to use it. I wanted to see if this would work on the dragon. Pretty sure it wouldn't have worked anyway. I made a bunch of bottles to collect dragon's breath, which I got, and I got some ender air bottle unintentionally, and I made a quick platinum reinforced bow. Just wanted to make something simple and easy. I mostly fought the dragon with the sword. This was for, of course, taking out the crystals, the end crystals or whatever they're called. And yeah, of course, I got the dragon heart. I got an infinity booster card from defeating the dragon, a epic shader grab bag. So yeah, pretty much a really simple fight. The dragon didn't do any damage running into me. And I took it down really, really, really quickly. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't get the footage. I would have liked to show at least a little bit of it, but yeah, my apologies. I did make a dislocator pedestal with a dislocator on it. So the dislocator, pretty easy recipe. You shift right click to bind your coordinate, and then wherever you are, even between dimensions, all you do is right click with the dislocator in your hand and it will take you to the bound location. It only has 20 uses, however, unless you craft a dislocator pedestal. So dislocator pedestal, pretty easy recipe. You put the dislocator bound on the dislocator pedestal, and then it has infinite uses. Of course, you lose the ability to carry it with you. This was necessary, at least I felt, because the Eyes of Ender led me to a portal that was 2,500 blocks away. So with this, we can simply just right click, and of course I had to make a pair, and it leads us over to our end portal. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I was using a regular Nether portal to go back and forth, and even that was really long. It took a long time to get from one place to another. Alright, so yeah, anyway, again, I apologize that I'm unable to show the actual footage, but yeah, again, it wasn't anything too exciting, and I didn't even have to use any of my potions, so that's good. Let me see what else we can get into today, and I will be right back. Alright, so I am definitely recording this time, and yeah, we are about to fight a Wither, so this is my first one of this world, and I really don't think this is going to be anything too special either. Got this strength 4 potion I was talking about earlier from Reliquary. I'll probably take the restoration for 2 minutes, and then I have some instant health if I need them. This time I have another mob prism, so I'm going to use it on this guy as soon as I can. Alright, so can we just use it right now? No, maybe not? Okay. And we're at the bottom of the Nether here, so lava could be a problem. Lava's like the only thing that I'm really concerned about. Also, getting blasted in the face isn't so fun either. I think we'll be okay. Alright, yeah, that wasn't too bad. Hopefully we're okay. We'll take a little bit of help. Yeah, we'll be fine. I forgot to use the mob prism again. Oh well, there will be more chances, and we do have a nether star. So let's go back into the overworld and see what we can do with this nether star. Alright, we are back in the overworld, and I am ready to get some creative type flight. And we are going to do that by crafting wings of the bats. So this recipe isn't really too difficult. We need bats wings. They are a drop from bats, and they're kind of annoying to farm manually. So I just set up a mob controller with a bat mob prism inside of it, and we should, yeah, we have a little bit more than we need, so that's good. So we need 6 of those. We also need some Ender Star. So here's the recipe for Ender Star, Dragon's Breath, which we have plenty of. Prismarine Shard, Black Quartz, Nether Star. I was able to get the Prismarine Shard by using this Atomic Reconstructor recipe. Just throw another quartz and hit it with the Atomic Reconstructor Prismarine Shard. So let's go ahead and craft that. Ender Star. Good. So next recipe is a little complicated. We need an empowered diametine crystal block, or however you want to say it. So we need an empowerer. An empowerer is this thing over here that I already set up. It doesn't use a whole lot of power, so I just have it running from the same solar panel that's powering the mob woot farm. It takes the empower block and for display stand, so maybe I can show the recipe real quick. Empower block, which actually takes a display stand itself. So aesthetic green block is chiseled block, chiseled quartz in the Atomic Reconstructor. Chiseled quartz, of course, you can just use chisel to make it. And aesthetic quartz that is not green is just a regular block of quartz. And then advanced coil, which is a basic coil. We already know these recipes, right? The Atomic Reconstructor, and I believe I've shown the black quartz before, even though we are getting this from the Void Miner, so we don't actually have to do this recipe. And then the, let's see what else here. So yeah, and iron casing, we already know that one, and double battery. So these Anori crystals, they were the iron ingots, then the single battery, basic coil into advanced coil. So yeah, overall pretty simple. So now the wings of the bats, we need to right click that, and then like that and that. This is kind of like the infusion altar a little bit from Thaumcraft. And we just put everything in its place, and soon this will become empowered. So we just wait a little bit. And there we go, an empowered diametine block. Right, so we're going to need another one, so let me craft up a second one. Alright, there's our second diametine empowered crystal block. So let's go ahead and put this all together. I'm pretty excited. That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. Wings of the bats. Alright, so let's go over here and put away the energetic jetpack. And as long as this is on our inventory, that is awesome. We now have flight, and this flight is just like creative flight, and it's much faster than the jetpack. And it was super annoying having to stop back here and put the jetpack back in the capacitor bank every single time and fill it up and have to worry about all that stuff that I no longer have to worry about. So yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. This is great. So yeah, anyway, I am going to see what else we can get into. Hopefully, maybe something else. And I will be right back. Alright, so I think that is going to be it for this episode. We kind of got a lot done, I feel. We got the end dragon defeated and taken care of, even though I kind of derped on the recording there. But we also now have these wings of the bat, so that's great. And I'll probably kill a few more wither bosses, get a few more nether stars, see if there's anything else that I can do in between episodes. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.